curious because I've seen where they have the Gerber files for it. I didn't know if anybody was manufacturing them and selling them, but you sound good. So I was just curious about that because I think that's a good idea. The M17 module is a good idea to get more people on M17. I'm talking to you right now on a Retrovis RT 3S, and this is one that has been modified, and then the firmware flashed on it. In fact, I just flashed a new version of the firmware on it this morning. How am I sounding? Go ahead.
Yeah, N5 RFX W0IIS. Like I said, sound pretty good. I mean, there's a few artifacts and dropouts, but I think that's kind of normal for this. Yeah, I know there's files out there to build the boards and the parts, but it's a $40 price US. You can't, it's worth that and the shipping to get it to you than have to go hunt for all the parts and get the boards made and all that good stuff. But who knows? I'd love to see a supplier in the U.S. provide them as well. But it works pretty good. We flashed the latest firmware on this a couple of days ago, and I'm sure there'll be additional ones coming out, which we do. And actually, I ended up with 2 boards because I thought one of them got lost in shipping, so I ordered another one. So I've got a couple, which is great. I like playing around with this stuff. Back to you, N5 RFX WV0IIS.
IIS N5 RFX. Yes, I saw the bin file for the module 17. That's a pretty good size file. So anyway, very nice. Thanks for answering my question. I've been wanting to talk to somebody about that to see if there's anybody that is actually selling a completed board. The rest of it seems to be pretty standard, but I agree with you. I'd much rather have a manufacturer put one together, especially with all of the SMD parts. It's just better off having a parts placement machine do it. So anyway, George, 73, thanks for the QSO and thanks for answering my question. We'll talk with you later. This is N5 RFX standing by.
Very good there, Mark. N5 RFX WV0IIS. Yeah, I looked at that. I think AliExpress was selling them for like $40 plus. They were giving you really deep discount shipping. And it came with the display module already attached to it and everything. So I figured, yeah, it's worth that. And so you can get them. It just takes a while. It's not like buy it one day and it shows up the next because it has to come from China. But they work good and it doesn't take much. I spun up a Raspberry Pi to flash it. Had no trouble doing that. A lot of good information out there on the internet on how to do it. So I'm pleased with how it turned out. I got a friend putting me up a case for it. So once I get it in a case, it'll be ready to go. 7-3 Smart, have a good rest of your day and have a good 2025. Talk to you later. WB0IIS.
WB0IIS KI5YNS, Gardner, Texas.
KA5YNS WB0IIS. Go ahead.
Good day to you, sir. Just clarify KI5, Kilo India 5. Sorry about that. I was testing something I came across. I'm using DroidStar on YSF, pardon me, and the M17 project deal onto this. I was just wondering how it was working. How does it sound to you, sir?
Yeah, Steve, it sounds good to me. Coming in clear and everything's working. You said it was Droidstar into a hotspot or what? I didn't quite catch all that. Or
My apologies. I'm using Droidstar on an Android phone, and I'm actually in the YSF mode under the M17 project room or reflector, whatever they call it on YSF, and seeing how that works. Normally, I just use it through M17 mode, but I wanted to test this because I'm going to set up. I've got a DMR node, and I can do a DMR to YSF node setup and be able to use it through a GD77 onto a outdoor antenna.
Okay, I hadn't heard of people doing that YSF M17 through Droidstar through I guess a multi-mode reflector, but yeah, it's working good. It's another way to do it. I'm sure they'll eventually have the various multi-modes built into the hotspots conversion, like YSF to DMR, YSF to some of the other protocols. But yeah, you're coming in good. It's working.
Yeah, PyStar. Well, I'm not sure about PyStar, but WPSD has you can do DMR to YSF, and it actually works quite well. You just need a number, for the YSF deal, and go through its little hoops to from the DMR side of it. But if you go and scroll down on your WPSD under GD77 on the modem types, it only works in DMR mode, and so that's what you're kind of stuck with. And but I want to be remotely and be able to control it remotely quite easily. So, anyways, I came across this on Droidstar. I wanted to check it and see how it works.
Yeah, it's working pretty good. Very good there. Yeah, I'm running through a hotspot. I'm just using WPSD. Kind of like that one over the PyStar, but I run both. So it seems like it works pretty good. Yeah, it's working great on Droidstar. I have to play around with my Droidstar and see if I can make that happen. Always something to tinker with over.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to one of the developers of M17. I think his name is Steve also. Anyways, he was doing kind of the same thing. I just didn't know how. I've become more and more familiar the more I've been using these setups and what have you. So it's like he said, always something to tinker with. And I believe you're using the M17 project board or something. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I've got an M17 Module 17 project board I bought from Liligo in China. Got that before Christmas, I guess. Didn't have a lot of time over Christmas to get it all up and running, but do have it running now. And it's right now it's plugged into the back of a Yaesu FTM 6000 radio. Going all of maybe 6 inches or so to my hotspot, but the eventual thing is to figure out how to wire this up and take it mobile. Do some things with it. I've also run Droidstar on an Android tablet I've got. Had that for years doing the various modes. So I've been into M17 here lately. Found that interesting. In fact, I'm working on a presentation for Winterfest, the Hamfest that's coming up here in a couple of weeks to start to get more people interested in the mode. Back to you.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I get some time and get away from work, be able to go to some Hamfest. We own an outdoor flea market just outside of San Antonio and on the northeast side. And anyways, always working on the weekends, so I only get to go to the local stuff every so often. But I'd love to go to Belton and offer my services and try and do presentations and stuff. I think it's a fabulous setup, like you were saying just earlier to the other gentleman you were talking to. It's not proprietary; it's open source. No vocoder things to deal with. I think it's cool. Anyways, but can't do that right now. Got too much work to do.
Yeah, I can understand that. I had to do that for 42 years. I'm retired electrical engineer and worked for utility here in St. Louis for that long, doing telecommunication stuff, land mobile radio, microwave, mesh radio, all that kind of stuff, networking. So I'm always like to tinker with the new technology. I'm also a tech specialist for ARRL, so one of my things is I go around and give presentations and get people interested in the digital technology. So it's a lot of fun. I have fun playing with it. It's what floats my boat, as they say. Go ahead.
Yeah, it sounds cool. It sounds like you used your degree. I graduated from A&M in '91, and at the time here in San Antonio or Austin area, everybody was laying people off, and didn't take on the job. I was actually doing process control engineering, ladder logic, stuff like that. A lot of ADD and DA sampling and what have you. But it just, IBM laid off 20,000 engineers in late '91 or early '91, and so there wasn't a whole lot of room for new people to get going at the time. So, but the family business was still going strong and taking off. So just ended up staying here.
Well, I don't blame you. I almost went to work for IBM. I had a job